Have you ever wondered why some folks make a killing in real estate while others can't seem to crack the code? Scroll through social media and you'll see post after post of people flaunting their latest real estate wins, another successful flip, a quick wholesale payday, and an eye-opening wire transfer statement. So how do they do it? What do these successful real estate guys and gals know that regular people don't? I used to ask myself that same question until I stumbled upon a unique real estate system. One that has been around for ages, but quietly flies under the radar. This system doesn't depend on the usual suspects either, because you won't be wholesaling distressed single-family homes. You don't have to be flipping properties. You won't be listing your property on Airbnb. It's not about bidding on foreclosures, dealing with contractors, doing rehabs, or getting tangled in property management as a landlord. You won't be stressing over mortgage rates, tenant issues, or getting overwhelmed managing projects. It's an entirely different way of doing real estate, and it took me from struggling as an exclusive active investor with smaller paydays to transacting well over $500 million in projects, making amazing returns for myself and clients, and not to mention establishing over $10 million in equity on signature projects that we have. Now, those are some big numbers, and you don't even know me yet. So if you're feeling a little skeptical right now, I don't blame you one bit. But stick around with me. And if you have an open mind over the next 7 minutes, I'm going to share with you what I call the microbanking method, which is an amazing real estate secret goldmine. You'll see why I call it that in just a second. But first, you need to know that this system is the difference between developing an ulcer trying to close crappy rehab deals versus pocketing tens of thousands of dollars without setting foot in another rundown property. Real estate deals that fall apart and leave you feeling defeated versus deals that close smoothly and add a few zeros to your bank balance. Grinding away for hours with little to show for versus making strategic smart moves that quickly bring in the profits. And honestly, lying in bed, dreading another day of dealing with difficult properties versus waking up excited, wondering, what move will I do today? So stay with me until the end of this video and I'll lay it all out for you. Because as soon as you start leveraging the microbanking method, you'll be shocked at how fast deposits of $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 and more land in your bank account every single month, even though you don't have to lift a finger or even own the property. And it doesn't matter where you're starting from or even if you've done a real estate deal or not before. You might be stuck in an unfulfilled job, watching the clock tick away while your real estate dreams look too far to even reach. Maybe Sunday evenings are the worst for you. Your mood sinks with the setting of the sun as you mentally prepare for another week on the workplace treadmill. But I'm here to tell you that your life doesn't have to stay stuck in this rut. Not anymore. The microbanking method is your key to breaking free from the chains of your day-to-day job and living out your dream life. So take a deep breath right now. Close your eyes and picture your new life. Your bank statement arrives and you're not scared to look at it because you've got enough money to cover your bills with plenty left over. And best of all, it came from cash flow. Your friends can't hide their curiosity for how you're building a passive portfolio of cash flow to support your family and dreams. Your kids, they literally can't stop bragging about you because you've secured cash flow that gives you freedom to spend more time with your family and building a comfortable life. What makes me so sure about this? It's because this is the same system that turned my life around, taking me from a struggling active investor to becoming a reputable name in real estate, closing deals worth millions of dollars every single month. So if you want the type of income that makes the cashier at the bank ask what you do for a living, shut out every distraction and listen to what I'm going to say next. I'm about to show you how to start each month with an account balance most people can only dream about, but without the usual real estate headaches. No flipping houses, no dealing with tenants, no wholesaling, or any other so-called real estate strategy that you've heard before. Hi, I'm Rick Malero, You might not know my name, and honestly, that's by design, because I'm not one of those guys flaunting myself in luxury cars or posting in flashy mansions online. My journey in real estate literally started 2 decades ago when I was living in my friend's mobile home. I was desperate to generate income, and I wanted to build a legacy of my own. I was kicked out at 17, so the weight of desperation was a real thing, and it was a true live or die situation for me. And that's when I realized that America's wealthiest men and women built their wealth through real estate. So I knew that must be where I must focus my efforts to change my life. So with no money, no connections, and no knowledge of real estate, I began a journey that spanned 2 decades. Today, I'm the principal and co-founder of His Capital, a company that has transacted over $500 million in real estate deals in various parts of the world. I've been the keynote speaker of countless seminars and been featured on TV shows and podcasts. And I've had the privilege of mentoring some of the sharpest multimillionaire minds out there. I'm now in my early 40s, and as a Christian, my journey has been about more than just personal gain. I've been blessed beyond, honestly, anything that I ever imagined. And I'm excited to pass this knowledge that I've learned over the years. It's actually a passion. Now, the truth is I could go on and tell you my story, but at the end of the day, it's not about me. This is about you. I want to introduce you to the unique real estate strategy that absolutely turned my life around, and I believe it can do the same for you. So let me dive into the meat of this presentation and share with you my unique strategy, which is what I call micro banking. What is micro banking? How is it real estate's secret gold mine? And more importantly, how can you tap into this strategy to consistently produce returns that rival the biggest hedge funds on the planet? Let's start with a question. What's the one thing every real estate investor needs above anything else? If you guess money, you're correct. Whether it's for buying properties, covering construction costs, or handling all of the other fees that are part of the real estate game, cash is the lifeblood of real estate. Traditionally, this money comes from bank loans, but bank loans are notoriously hard to get these days. I mean, think about it. They ask for pristine credit, collateral 10 times worth more than the loan they're asking to give you, and even a DNA test in some cases, right? But the reality is, if you're a real estate investor, borrowing from banks often takes forever if you get it at all. This means real estate investors need alternative funding sources, a demand that is enormous right now, this second. And it just so happens that I've developed a unique system that fulfills on this demand, one that's making my partners and I a fortune. I call this system microbanking, and those of us leading the charge are microbankers. Each time banks shut their doors, real estate investors knock on ours. How microbankers make money is simple. We lend money to real estate investors to do deals. Most of the time, this isn't even our own money, and they pay us back plus interest, which can get us up to a 20% yield. Then, and this is important, we leverage those deals and relationships to get bigger deals and opportunities. You might be thinking, so you're a private money lender then? No, microbanking is much more than that, and I'll prove it to you if you stick around for the next few minutes. And you should stick around, because these next few parts could put tens of thousands of dollars in your pocket per month. I know this still sounds a little hard to imagine, so let me show you what I mean. I'll walk you through a deal that I did a while ago. For perspective, I'll paint you 2 pictures. First, how the scenario unfolds in a traditional private lending setup. Then, we'll pivot to microbanking, which I used for this deal. I'll be doing some quick math and running the numbers in both scenarios so that you can see the difference. So stay with me. So first, as a traditional private lender, an investor, let's call him Matt, came to me and asked for $250,000 to do a deal. I did my due diligence and said, okay, Matt, I'll give you $250,000 at 10% interest for only 12 months. That means that 10% of $250,000 is $25,000, which means that he would pay me roughly $2,083 every single month for 12 months. And because I'm acting as the bank, I also get to include a few other fees totaling around $10,000. Now, many of you get the picture and have the resources, but if you're thinking I don't have the $250,000 to loan out to begin with, don't worry. Keep watching and I'll show you how you can do this even with little to no money to start with. But for now, let's run the numbers to see how much I'd make from that deal just like this one. So let's take a look. The initial loan amount is $250,000. Our other fees are $10,000. Monthly interest payments are $2,083.33, which equals to $25,000 in a year. So in total, I would make $35,000 when you combine the fees and the interest rate over the entire course of the loan, which would be 1 year. That's a 14% return in a year. Pretty good, right? It absolutely crushes your average savings account interest rate and most stocks. And don't forget, this investment is backed by real property. In other words, it's secured debt. But there's a problem. My capital, the $250,000, is tied up for the entire duration of the loan. I can't do anything with it until it's in my hands after a year. Wouldn't it be great if I can get my money back much earlier and then do more deals while still earning a healthy profit? Well, that's exactly what microbanking does. So let's take a look. That same deal, a $250,000 loan at 10% interest, remember? In the private lending scenario, you'd see $35,000 earned over 12 months. Now pay close attention. With microbanking, instead of waiting 365 days to get my $250,000 back, I get it back within 30 days. Plus, I get to keep the $10,000 in fees and I still collect interest payments. How is this possible? Well, I sold a loan, which was at 10%, to a hedge fund partner for 7%, pocketing the 3% difference. That's a quick $7,500, which is 3% of the $250,000 in interest, plus the fees that I keep, which is $10,000. So that would make it roughly $17,500. At first glance, you would think I made less with microbanking because I made $17,500 versus the $35,000 in private lending. But here's what makes all the difference. With microbanking, because I sold the loan to an institutional partner, I recoup my $250,000 within 30 to 60 days. Then I can take that $250,000, find another borrower to lend to, and all of a sudden that chain looks like lending $250,000 to an investor at 10% interest plus fees, then sell the loan to another institutional investor for 7% so that I can keep and retain 3% interest and extra fees myself. And as you can see, I can rinse and repeat it to scale it. Do you see the picture yet? Now imagine doing this every 60 days, which is entirely realistic, by the way. That is 6 deals per year, translating into $17,500 times 6. That's an extra $105,000 in what could only be described as a near passive income. And even more incredible is this fact that I invested the same $250,000 6 times over, meaning my total investment is $250,000 and my return is $105,000. That's a whopping 42%, all backed and secured by real estate. I want you to pause for a moment and really consider what I just explained to you here. It's an extra $105,000 hitting your bank account every year. What would you do with that kind of money? Pay off some debts? Take more vacations? That's something for you to think about. Because remember, with microbanking, you're not knee deep in property issues, no fixing, no flipping, no wholesaling, or fielding calls from irate tenants that are calling you and complaining at the middle of the night. You don't have to worry about navigating the maze of insurance and property taxes. Plus, with the system that I'm going to show you, you don't need an office or a 10-man team to pull this off either. Now let's get back to the elephant in the room, the initial investment of $250,000. If you're like some investors that I've worked with that don't have an extra $250,000 lying around at the moment, no problem at all. If you don't have enough money to lend out, that's okay. I can show you where to find this money to actually invest. In fact, I have so many passive investors asking me to deploy their money that I don't mind sharing them with you too. You see, the micro banking method gives you access to all of the resources that you need to do deals. It quite literally allows you to become the bank. And when you play as the bank, you play to win. Think about it. Most folks have tunnel vision when it comes to real estate. They're convinced that the path to real estate riches is paved with apartments, house flips, or building a rental portfolio. It's not your fault. It's how you used to think. The narrative has been set by design. The real estate juggernauts have intentionally steered the masses into this direction. Why? Because it serves their playbook perfectly. These titans, colossal banks, and hedge funds want you engaged in these traditional niches. They earn income while you're answering the phone at 2 a.m. from an angry tenant trying to figure out what the problem with the house is. They're thrilled whenever you try flipping a house or when you start renovating an old house. Well, and why shouldn't they? They hold all the cards. Want a loan for that next property? You'll need their approval. Looking to refinance? They hold the cards. The system is set up so that they're winners in every scenario. After all, the house, or in this case, the banks, always win. And that's why you can flip houses, wholesale, and rent out all the properties that you can. But being the bank is where all the money really is. The micro banking method basically allows you to become the bank too, so that you can start collecting checks of $15,000, $25,000, $35,000 and beyond without ever buying any property or putting your personal money on the line. It gives you access to exclusive strategies and untapped resources, aka money. Now, you're not just participating in the real estate game. You call the shots. In my humble opinion, microbanking is real estate secret goldmine. So you might be wondering, what's the next step, Rick? How do I get started with this? Well, I began my real estate journey with nothing more than a suitcase of dreams and a heart full of ambition. And now that I've found my path to success, I feel a moral obligation to pave the way for others. So here's the deal. My team and I spent months crafting the perfect program. One that's designed to transfer everything I know about microbanking from my brain into yours. Like where and how to easily access all of the funds you will ever need to lend out, where to find perfect borrowers, how to vet these borrowers, and how to structure deals to get the best return for your effort, and much more. I'm holding absolutely nothing back. My goal for you is that after you go through the program, you'll have enough knowledge to start doing microbanking deals and putting money in your bank account, preferably every single month. And if it gives you even a fraction of the success that I've experienced, it is all worth it. So to that end, I've distilled all of my experience into a comprehensive program, the microbanking method. The knowledge inside will transform you into a successful microbanker, even if you're starting with limited capital. The knowledge you'll gain inside the microbanking method is what I use routinely to close deals worth over $1 million. It's a plug-and-play solution waiting for you to take the reins. And I am beyond confident that if you put in the effort and do exactly what I tell you, you will make good money. Now, before we move on, I quickly want to address one question that I get asked a lot. The question usually goes like this: but Rick, if you're making all this money, then why are you teaching this stuff? Here's my answer. I'm a businessman with multiple income streams. This program is one of them. So yes, I will make a few dollars if you decide to secure access to this one-of-a-kind training. But more importantly, I'm hoping that once you learn the microbanking method, you'll let me help you to fund some of your deals for you. That way, we can both make money working together. And besides that incentive, I really love teaching this stuff. I've been doing microbanking deals mostly on my own or between tight group of partners for so long that I genuinely feel excited about bringing an outsider into our fold. So grab the microbanking method, learn my systems, get on the phone with my advisor, and let me help you to fund your first microbanking deal. Now here's just a small taste of what you're going to get when you grab the micro-banking method today. Let's begin with Module 1, which is the Introduction to Microbanking. Here you're going to learn the fundamentals of microbanking and how it's specifically designed to put money into your pocket. You're going to also learn the key differences between microbanking and institutional lending. Module 2, who is a good fit for microbanking? The ideal borrower profile, who is a good fit for your deals and who is not. My special system for attracting ideal borrowers to you. The different kinds of borrowers you'll meet and how to handle each one of them. The red flags to watch out for when you're looking at a deal that you're analyzing. And my unique underwriting process that minimizes my risk. Module 3, the types of deals that need microbanking. The 10 types of real estate deals that microbankers fund. Each real estate deal is different. Discover how to approach each of them to maximize profit and minimize your risk. Interest deal versus equity deals. What does that mean? How do they work? And which should you focus on if you're just getting started, plus a ton more? Module 4, how microbankers make money. My playbook for structuring interest deals that benefit both you and the borrower. You definitely need this. Playing the long game, how to structure equity deals that don't just bring in cash, but add long-term value that can cash out big money. The art and science of selling microbanking loans to other investors and earning a handsome profit for each sale. And how you can white label other people's money and get paid doing it. Module 5, risks in microbanking and how to avoid them. Common problems every microbanker faces and some sneaky ones that you need to watch out for. My laser honed strategy that mitigates your risk and maximizes your profit potential. Turn lemons into lemonade. 3 battle-tested ways to turn bad deals around if you ever find yourself in a deal that isn't looking great. Learn from my mistakes. 3 nightmare case studies and how I savaged the deals and how you can avoid all of these mistakes that I made and shorten the learning curve by years. Module 6, scaling your microbanking business. How to grow your brand as a microbanker fast by leveraging social media and 5 other advanced marketing strategies. When you do this, you position yourself as the go-to option and effortlessly attract potential 7 and even 8-figure deals. All you need to know about expanding your offerings, entering new markets, and building a team. Maintaining trust with your investors and borrowers isn't just about sending holiday cards. In this module, you will discover how to make them see you as a trusted partner in their financial journey, not just a cash cow. This is crucial for building your own referral network, by the way, and how to allow other microbankers to white label your money, expanding your empire. But that's not all. I'm committed to your success the same way that I'm committed to mine. That's why you also get 4 powerful bonuses to fast track your success. Bonus 1, 3 big money case studies. I will show you step by step how we close 3 big money deals with multiple 7 figures. You get to be a fly on the wall as I show you how I found the deals, vetted the deals, and closed the deals. There's a lot of real world experience here for you to unpack and learn from. And if you're the type of who prefers to simply copy and paste proven methods, then this will be invaluable for you. Bonus number 2, how to get more money to scale your business. I'll show you some serious black belt techniques to get access to hundreds of millions of dollars to do deals. Again, all without having to provide your blood sample as your collateral. Plus, I'll also reveal to you how you can use my money to fund all the deals that you could ever want. I've never had to put a price tag on this, but I would actually be offended if anyone offered me less than $20,000 for this knowledge. Bonus 3, your digital copy of my best-selling book, Investing with a Purpose. The principles behind investing with a purpose is the cornerstone of my success in real estate and a secret rarely shared by successful business owners. With it, you get to be a fly on the wall throughout my 20-year investment journey. You'll also learn how to turn self-doubt and failure into a lifelong successful mindset. You get a no-nonsense, straightforward approach to building your real estate business to maximize its potential. You get your digital copy for free when you grab the microbanking method. And last but not least, you're gonna love this. Bonus number 4, 100% free. Let's get you started right now. It's a strategic call with a dedicated advisor from my team. I've asked one of my top advisors to set aside time to chat with you this week at zero extra cost to you. It's a powerful mastermind session call where we can help you to get started fast. And ideally, I want you to close your first microbanking deal within 30 to 60 days from now. On the call, your advisor will answer any question that you may have and give you the guidance that you need so you can start making money as soon as possible. And in case you're wondering, no, this isn't a sales pitch call. It's all about you and how we can help you. My advisors are handpicked and trained by me, so they know my system and methods better than anyone. But there is a catch. We've got a limited number of these experts, and their schedules are packed tight. We usually pull the plug on this special offer when they get all booked up. But because you're here watching this video, it means there are still some spots up for grabs. How many spots? I can't say for sure. But if you click away now, there's a real chance that they'll be all booked up when you come back. This strategy call, all by itself, is valued at $500 per hour, but you get it for free today. Now we're at the part where I tell you about the price of this program, and I will in just a second. But first, I want to ask you some hard questions to make sure that we're not wasting each other's time, because I'm super selective about who I'd like to work with. So here they are. Question number 1. Are you willing to put in the time and effort to learn and implement the systems that I will show you? Question number 2. Do you have a positive attitude and are you open to new ideas and strategies? Number 3. Are you willing to take action and not just sit on the sidelines? Number 4. How badly do you want to succeed? How badly do you want to make enough money to put your problems behind you for good? And question number 5, are you willing to invest in yourself and your business? If you answered yes to each question, then let's shake hands. You're the kind of person that I want to work with. Now let's talk about price. I spent nearly 20 years and poured millions of dollars into my microbanking business. Then used that knowledge and expertise to create the microbanking method. It's designed to help you secure your future by not just teaching you, but showing you how to become a profitable microbanker without having to make the same expensive mistakes that I made. So if I were to charge the actual retail value, I wouldn't go lower than $10,000. $10,000 is a figure that you could realistically recoup on your very first deal. And when you remember that it's not difficult to do between 10 and 30 deals per year on average, you realize that 10,000 is an absolute bargain. But that's still a tough sum of money to ask someone that you've never met before or probably never even heard of. Not to mention, it's out of reach for some people, so I'm not going to charge that much. Not even $5,000, which is what it costs to attend one of my small in-person events. Now, my team pushed me to price it at $1,000 because if you want to bring me in as a consultant for your real estate business, that's what I charge on an hourly basis. But again, I won't ask you for anything near that. I'm not going to ask for $500 or $300 or $200 or even $150 for access to this unique real estate strategy generally only available to the ultra wealthy. Instead, right now and on this page only, you can gain access to the microbanking method for the one-time price of just $97. That's less than the cost of a nice dinner for two these days. And let me assure you, $97 is an absolute steal for what you're about to learn in my course. Here's an example of a recent deal that I just finished. My net profit on microbanking this deal was $57,000. It was a construction project and the builder needed a quick cash injection to save the deal. We didn't supervise construction. We didn't deal with the city or county ordinances. We didn't mess with the insurance or building permits or any of the typical nonsense that comes from managing real estate development projects. All we did was act as the bank, and in fact, I didn't even use my own money on this deal. I leveraged one of my institutional partners who funded the upfront investment. And soon, you'll be able to do deals just like this one for yourself. And believe it or not, $57,000 for a deal is on the low side of many of the deals that we see these days. But I'm not one of those gurus who will promise you the moon. So in your scenario, let's go over extremely pessimistic numbers. What if the amount's just $10,000 in one of these similar deals? With what I'll show you in the actual training, you could easily do a similar deal twice a year and pocket maybe $20,000. That's if you do it lazy. Something more realistic could potentially be one deal every 3 months, which would mean roughly $40,000 in annual income. But if you're the kind of person that I'm hoping you are, you'll want to change your life for good. So you'll take this seriously and probably aim to do at least one deal a month. That's roughly $120,000 if you're averaging some of these micro deals at $10,000 per deal. Now imagine, what if you did a deal every 2 weeks? Again, this is 100% possible with the knowledge inside of our program. Well, you could literally pay off your mortgage or pay down significantly. You could do some traveling with your family and still have enough change left over for your children's college fund. So if you ask me, $97 is a steal. I figured this price is expensive enough to discourage time wasters and affordable enough for someone who means business. Think of it as your access pass, your ticket to the big leagues. So click the order button below this video right now and secure your spot in the microbanking method program. You'll get more than a course. You'll get my 20 years of real estate experience to show you the ropes, plus my hand-picked advisors will guide you through the material and make sure that you're ready to do your first deal as quickly as possible. So click below right now while it's fresh on your mind, and let's work together to do your first deal as soon as possible. And you must know that you have no risk whatsoever today with your order. I want to make this an absolute no-brainer for you. So I'm going to give you my double reverse guarantee. Here's how it works. Grab the microbanking method and dive into it. Consume the content and check out the bonuses. Do this for a full 30 days. And if you're not 100% convinced by its potential to make you passive real estate income, then I don't want your $97. Just email me and I will refund you every penny. Plus, you get to keep all of the materials plus the bonuses. That's my way of saying thanks for trying it. But that's only part of one of my guarantees. Here's part 2. I will pay you $500 when you do your first microbanking deal. All you have to do is use my preferred funding sources and I will immediately cut you a check. That's how confident I am in this program. And it's how much I believe in you. Essentially, you'll get back 5 times what you paid for the microbanking method, which is already underpriced as it is. So try it out on my dime for 30 days. If you're not convinced it's for you, then just shoot me an email and I will refund you your $97. Or if you take advantage of my funding options to do your first deal, then I will pay you $500 when you do your first microbanking deal. So here's what you should do next. Click the button below, exactly below this video, to order the microbanking method. Your payment details are protected by bank-grade encryption, and once you pay, you will be redirected to a page where you should book a call with one of my advisors, claiming that 4th bonus. This step is crucial as I want you to start making money fast, so please don't skip that part. Now, the way I see it, this is a pivotal moment for you. I've shown you how it works, and I've pledged all of my resources, guidance, experience, and even my team to be at your disposal. So, you can either click away and have the nagging voice in the back of your mind wondering what could have been, or you can take action now and give yourself a solid shot at real estate wealth without dealing with tenants, negotiating purchase contracts, looking up wholesale deals, or worrying about rehabbing a fix and flip. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you'll soon be smoking Cuban cigars, wearing a $100,000 Rolex, and flying around the world in a private jet. That would be cheesy and unethical. But I have seen firsthand multiple times how microbanking has changed not only my life, but the life of other people and partners that I've worked with. Here's the truth. You deserve a fair shot too. So click the link below that should have appeared below this video, and I'll see you on the other side. But now I want to say one last thing. The truth is that life is all about making decisions, and right now you've got two. One, you can try our microbanking method at zero risk to you. You can give yourself a fair shot at a future with passive income and growth, where you can travel and spend time with loved ones and truly enjoy life. Or you could click away and go back to surfing the internet. But if you click away, what's going to change in your life? I mean, picture 5 years from now. If you don't do something to change your situation right now, what would your life look like then? Odds are you'll be making the same income and cashing the same dreams. The only difference, you'll be 5 years older. You owe it to yourself and your family to create a better life, but you have to make that decision. See that button below? That's your ticket. That's the opportunity that you're looking for. Click it right now. And together, let's go out and help you build the life that you actually want. If not this, then what's your plan? If not now, when will you take action? Don't wait for somebody. Make today the start of something new. Click the button beneath this video right now, and I'll see you on the other side.